What's up guys, Phoenix here and we're back with another review. This time we're going to be walking between worlds in the medium. Don't forget, if you enjoy the video, please like, share and subscribe so we can continue to keep you up to date with the latest from the world of gaming. Let's get into it. Within 5 minutes of playing the medium for the first time, I was hit with a wave of nostalgia for the good old days. I was getting vibes of both Resident Evil and Silent Hill coated with a next-gen lick of paint. Though this isn't survival horror, it's psychological horror. For the first game to fully utilise the power of the Series X, we needed to see innovation and quality, and if I'm honest, the team at the Polish studio Bloober Team didn't disappoint. For a developer who's probably best known for their Blair Witch game in 2019, which was okay I guess, they really upped their game for the medium, though it's not quite perfect.
It all starts with a dead girl.
In the game, players take on the role of Marianne, who is, you guessed it, a medium, attempting to discover why she was called to an abandoned building for help. Help, in her case, usually involves freeing a spirit and sending it towards the light, but this time she finds herself embroiled in a dark and thrilling mystery linked to her own past. It isn't an action-orientated game, even though there are a few moments that came close to what some would describe as action. This is a mysterious, story-driven, single-player puzzle experience. If you're looking for a gory fright fest of a game, then the medium probably isn't it. But if you're looking for a gripping story of the paranormal, then this is definitely the game for you. Marianne uses her psychic abilities to solve puzzles, fend off the forces of darkness, and talk to the dead. It sounds like a pretty simple concept, but it's anything but. The real draw of the medium comes from Marianne's ability to walk between worlds, and this is where the game shines.
What the hell are you, Neva?
At certain points, the screen will split down the middle, showing the living world on one side and the other side on, well, the other side. Marianne's movements and actions run simultaneously in both, leading to fresh and innovative puzzle solving and new mechanics for the genre, such as detaching a spirit from a body for a short out-of-body experience to access areas that cannot be entered in the real world. You'll have to be quick though, because otherwise a soul will be absorbed into the darkness. The way the developers have combined these new mechanics makes the medium feel like no game you've ever played.
Marianne,
Yes.
would you play with me? Just for a little while.
The fixed camera angles of the game work for the medium the same way they did for the original Resident Evil games. They up the tension and keep you guessing what's around each corner. I enjoyed this touch personally, and having otherworldly entities on your trail, shadows forming figures on the walls and doors shutting on their own, the camera really helped to keep a high level of suspense throughout.
Even as a child, I saw things that would break a grown man. Eventually, I grew into it.
I didn't find it to be a terrifying game, though there were a couple of jump scares that made me almost spill my coffee. Instead, I found the whole experience to be more unnerving than anything, and that might have been the developer's intention. Some of the imagery on display, mainly in the world of the dead, was a little disturbing, and some of the themes of the game, even the implied ones, sat with me long after I put the controller down. The whole package keeps you on edge as any good horror game should.
Hey, why don't you tell me something about this place?
It's the day room. We used to play here.
The graphics and sounds of the medium do an incredible job of immersing you in the world. Real world areas are beautifully detailed and highly realistic, while the world of the dead is equally as impressive. Where the game stands out graphically for me is the lighting effects. The developers use these effects to keep you on edge through clever use of shadows and flickering lights casting eerie shapes on the walls in blink and you'll miss it moments. On more than one occasion I found myself asking, did I just see that? Overall on my Series X the game ran solidly, smoothly and was great to look at, and I honestly couldn't fault it.
No, I didn't mean to. Oh God, what have I done?
However, as I said before, the medium isn't perfect. The first thing I noticed was that while the camera angles are great for building tension, they sometimes become a hindrance. It was easy to become stuck trying to enter a doorway or figure out the way to go, particularly if that location was towards the camera or too far over to one side. This was frustrating at times. Another problem I found was the split screen effect. While innovative and enjoyable for the most part, sometimes I found it a little difficult to concentrate on both screens. It was a little disorientating, which may well have been by design, but personally I thought it was confusing.
I felt lost. I came to Neva looking for answers, and all I got was more questions. What was that monster?
These are minor issues though, because where the medium stumbles the most is with its pace. It begins slowly, giving you an introduction to the mechanics, which is expected of any title, but it never really ups the tempo after that. In moments that you'd expect the game to quicken the pace, such as when you're being pursued by some freakish creature, it remains relaxed as though Marianne is taking a nice walk through the meadow rather than running for her life.
I love you, my child. I've loved you since the moment you walked into my life. Remember that. Always.
I did enjoy the medium. It was a good, solid game. The psychological horror was ever present, and the mystery was deep, engaging and gripping. The world was immersive, and there were some innovative new features on display that were well executed. Though all that said, I felt as if something was missing. The game built suspense, but it never really seemed to pay off. The gameplay for me is the most important part of a game, but with the medium I found it was the curiosity that kept me playing instead. With each part of the story the mystery deepened, and that kept me gripped throughout. The gameplay was good, but it lacked that special something that could have made it great.
It's the end of summer. A girl is running through the woods. The moon, the scent of pines. And then the gunshot.
Overall, I'd score the medium 8 out of 10. It's a good game, it's well worth playing. If you're a fan of supernatural mysteries, this is the perfect game for you. It's well executed, and I enjoyed the new innovative elements of the gameplay. Its slow pace can become a little tedious at times though, and the camera angles let it down in places, but it's well presented title with engaging storyline that keeps you hooked from start to finish. So, what did you guys think of the game? Was it worth the wait? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with the latest in gaming. Until next time friends, stay safe.